Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm here to do a reading. I don't really have many downloads to share. I have one thing to share with you. One download courtesy of my daughter who, in an exchange just now, just told me, because she was washing her hands with what I consider to be very hot water, and I was just looking at her, and she looks at me, she goes, "What, mother? I was born out of the flames." And then just walked away. And I was just like, I guess we all are. We all were. We all are right now. And what my guide said to me at that point, it's like there's some serious phoenix energy being activated right now. And the reason I'm here today is also because I woke up feeling this energy of fear and anxiety. And when I tuned in, I realized that it wasn't my own. And then I had to remind myself that this was a message that came through when I wrote a message for my daily alchemy members portal. My weekend alchemy message touched on this subject of feeling fear and anxiety right now that's not our own. And of course, this is an ongoing theme. But sometimes when we fall into that trap, we forget and we need to be reminded. And I myself this morning had to be reminded that what I'm feeling isn't my own. That I had to clear it as such and begin to tune in. Well, why? And what my guides began to show me is that they said, there's a lot of fuckery happening right now. There are a lot of towers that are already falling and are about to begin to fall. There are dominoes that are about to fall. You're feeling the fear of people who know they're about to be found out and know that their time for judgment, to pay the penalty of what they've done, is here. You're tuning in on that, and what they said to me very specifically was go out and tell the truth. So if you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know that my channel is all about, it's all about exposing the truth, or exposing what's hidden in the dark in order to usher in more light. Because until we expose, expunge, examine, and exhume that which is hidden in the darkness, whether it's within ourselves or whether it's within the global or collective consciousness, until we expose it, examine it, and exhume it, it still has a place to live. So as such, I want to tell you, I'm going to be going into a reading. I don't know what kind of energies I'm going to be picking up. I know that they're going to be karmic energies, or energies that are old world energies that want to be exposed, because I've been instructed to use specific decks, and when they tell me certain decks, I know. But I will say this, I want to be very real with you about how energy works, right? All of us are going through the same thing. And when I say that, I mean we're all going through the exposure of exactly the same energies. It's just the way that they've presented themselves in our lives individually. There might be some similarities, but there will also be some differences. The point is, the root energy is the same. The presentation for all of us might be a little bit different. That's one thing. So therefore, the root energy is the same. The stories might be different, if that makes sense. And the point of getting the stories out there is to help to raise your level of, for some of you, raise your level of awareness, but more importantly, it's to bring confirmation to that which you already know in order to affirm your own intuition, empower you more to walk in your light and be confident of what it is that you're being shown that's hidden in the darkness, that there are multiple energies, entities, people that are at work to continually gaslight you still. Because that's one of the hardest parts of this journey, is when you're tuning into these things in spirit, you're tuning into mental and emotional energies, but they're not yet being made manifest in the physical. The way we bring them forward in the physical faster is by exposing them as they come into the collective consciousness, or they come into our mental and our emotional energy. The exposure is how we bring in the light. The exposure of the darkness is how we bring in the light. And so for me, this morning, feeling that energy, but also feeling the energy of knowing that divine beings were under real attack, and we have been for a while, a fire rose up in me again, and it was just like, nope, get on here and expose. That's what you're here to do. That's what we're here to do. We're here to expose the darkness. We're here to spread our light, and we're here to stand in our light in order that everything that was hidden, that kept this fuckery and dysfunction going for way too long, is exhumed. Okay, and it's put before us to examine so we can put it in its rightful place, we can deal with it, and we can begin afresh with a clear understanding and overstanding of how we contributed to this, how it was created to begin with, so that we can move forward and do things differently. Okay, so I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for holding your light. Thank you for tuning into your light. Thank you for believing in yourself and the power of your light. Thank you for not allowing anything or anybody to put out your light. Everything right now is about allowing that to shine brighter, because here's another thing they were telling me also. Like, when these energies come for us, what they want us to do is shrink back in fear. And a lot of us have done that our whole lives. We did that in the past because we doubted ourselves. We doubted our truth. We doubted the things we were receiving. It's not a time anymore for doubt. It's time to stand up and strongly believe in yourself, your power, the power of the divine that resides within you, and the power of what you are doing right now in this earth plane, because the shrinking back is again the dimming of the light. This is why I'm here to expose, to help you connect with your own like affirming your truth, so that your confidence is raised, so that you can hold your light in a stronger way. Okay, so be brave, be courageous. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are surrounded by great armies of angels and witnesses. And I also, one more thing before because there was one more message that was coming through. I didn't write any of this down, but so sorry if I'm a little bit scattered. One more message that was coming through. Oh wait, that's back to front. 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 Oh, sorry guys. There we go. One other message that was coming through is that, like, I listen to other readers, obviously. I like to get what it is that I am picking up confirmed and affirmed too. And other readers have also helped me to tune into my own confidence of what I was receiving in terms of downloads, because their downloads were not only similar, but they were talking about them at a time when many people weren't. But also they were having the confidence to put their truth out there. So I listen to other readers for that reason too. But I will say one thing I've been noticing, especially with the inclusion of certain decks, including the Kipper deck and other ones, there's always this talk of great fortune coming, of wealth coming, and or also you already being in your abundance. And you know what? Kudos to you if you already are at that stage, or you are in that wave of people who've already begun to accumulate their divine legacy in material time, in material ways, in real time. 1544 on my clock. But for many of the beings that tune into my energy, that resonate with me, many people who've crossed my paths, divine beings, are not yet experiencing their divinity and their wealth in real time. And so I want you to know, I want you to not be discouraged. And I want you to realize that you're not alone in that. Okay, but I also want you to realize that the reason why the battle is intensifying is to keep you out of the ability to do that. I mentioned in the download video I did last night or early this morning, I mentioned that a lot of you have great wealth markers in your astrology, in your birth or natal charts. You are rich beings. You are rich in spirit, which is supposed to be transferable to the earth plane. This is what we're working towards now. This is what we are doing as we usher in the light. We're bringing back your reality on the earth as it is in the heavens. So if you're feeling discouraged at all because you hear those messages sometimes and parts of them resonate, but you're just like, well, keep on talking about this, where is it? I just want to be clear. I want to be clear, and I want to encourage you. That is not everyone's story, and it's certainly not the story of the people who I've been tuning in with either. But it is going to be your story. This is what we're working towards. So please be encouraged. So I'm going to begin with my Karmic Chronicles deck, one of them. Ashe, ashe. I have to split the deck because it became so big, so I'm gonna take cards from each side. Time or timeline fuckery. They only want you comfortable right now, so your energy expands for harvesting. But we do have time or timeline fuckery in reverse. We have karmic sibling. Take that. Okay. We have they are tampering with your dreams to harness and deplete you. This person's time is for some of you, this person's time is up. Like they're past the deadline. For others of you, your path is clear. Beautiful, exactly. Your path is clear. I'm going to show you what actually has come out. So we have time or timeline fuckery, okay? But it's in reverse. That means whatever it is that they've tried to do hasn't worked, and then your path is clear. It means that you're no longer locked in any kind of binding work where they were trying to keep you stuck in a timeline. But it doesn't mean that's not what they're still trying to do. Okay, so we have, to that extent, trying to tamper with your dreams to harness and deplete you. So there's third eye and crown tampering in order to try to get to the sacral energy. We have sacral theft, right? Now, when I say your path is clear, time or timeline fuckery, they couldn't achieve it. What I'm saying, what is coming here is that they were not successful in binding you once more to a lower timeline. In that sense, your path is clear, your path is free. But what this is showing me is that they're still actively trying to block your crown, block your third, and connect to you in dream state. So pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Like I said to you, when I woke up this morning, I felt fear. I felt anxiety. I'd also had a very interesting dream that didn't make any kind of sense. Be aware of the characters that are showing up in your dreams. Be aware of taking anything from anyone in dreams. Be aware of any cloaking energies, and more importantly, do your best at this time to take authority of your dream space and be very, very aware of how you feel before you go to sleep. Make sure you're in tune to your own energy and how you feel upon rising, because that's going to show you what has happened in the time that you were physically unconscious and traveling. Okay, even if you don't remember your dreams, pay attention, because there's this energy here of, and for some of you it's a karmic sibling, the card is here, who is doing their best. They've passed the deadline, but they're still going out of this energy of desperation. But what you should know is this energy of desperation, what it's supposed to do is bind you to a lower timeline. But what this person is actually doing for you, they're doing you a favor, because they are boosting you into your phoenix energy. You are busting through these trials, you are busting through these attempts, and in doing so, you are transforming yourself. And you might not see what you're doing physically. It might not even feel many days like you're making much progress. But in the astral, you're lighting shit up. And so you need to keep on doing that. So they only want you comfortable right now so your energy expands for harvesting. So for some of you, this person is not in your physical reality, okay? Meaning you have no contact with them, you might not be talking to them, but they're energetically inflicting this stuff towards you, specifically the dreams. But for some of you, this person is still smiling in your face and, throwing rocks and hiding their hands, and they might be extending themselves in ways, or if they're not actually extending themselves, they might be speaking to you and offering you things at this time to try to put a veil back over your eyes about what it is that you've actually been shown that they're doing. They might also be preparing you because they think in some way that they're about to get something from this, and they're getting ready to, as I've explained to you in past videos, what they like to do is they like to give you money and they like to give you gifts, and it's their way of getting you to unconsciously consent to what it is that they've done to you. And so in some ways it's like giving you a commission for allowing you to harness off of them. So be aware, because there's this energy that's around this right now, someone who's trying to create an atmosphere of veiling themselves and their intentions under the guise of being a certain way, being nice, being generous, but really what it is they're trying to get you comfortable in their presence, comfortable with them, comfortable enough, because part of it is that they don't want you trusting the intuitive hits and the guidance you've received concerning what they're actually doing in the dark. So be very aware of that right now, because they're cloaking themselves. Remember, I told you this new moon in Aquarius energy is very much an energy about cloaking, and of course the Aquarian energy is to do with mind fuckery, and the Aquarian energy is tied to the star in the major arcana. So it's all about fucking with your mind in order to get you out of alignment with your destiny, out of alignment with what your natal chart has declared you are in the heavens and is supposed to be now being made a reality on the earth plane. And I want to remind you that the 3 cards that represent Aquarian energy in the minor arcana are the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the 7 of Swords. It's all about power games, mind games, cutting people down, deceiving people, doing all kinds of shady shit in the background, okay, in order to get away with something. The 7 of Swords. So this is the energy that we're in right now. But you should also know, as we move up to the full moon in Leo, what is happening is we have the 6 of Swords energy, which is the decan that the sun will be in at the time. The sun will be in the 2nd decan of Aquarius. I believe when the moon is full, it's about 16 degrees Aquarius and the sun in Aquarius, and 16 degrees the moon in Leo. That is the 2nd decan, the 10 to 20 degrees mark, which is Aquarian energy, that's 6 of Swords. Leo energy, that's 6 of Wands. That's your ability to be victorious. But it's more than that. A lot of this shit that they've been putting you through, and I've talked about this in other videos, it's kind of like this race, this rigging of a race, almost like an Olympic Games. And they're trying to get into a position where they're going to be 6 of Wands in your energy, cloaking in your energy, cloaking themselves in your victory. But not this time, Sally. It's not happening, okay? It's not happening. You will reclaim your own victory and be in the 6 of Wands energy. This is what the fight is about right now. Okay, so we are in 5 of Swords energy right now, as the sun just entered Aquarius, and the moon, I believe, is leaving Aquarius now. But we are in 5 of Swords in the 0 to 10 degree Aquarius, and we might be in 7 of Swords in terms of the moon. So be aware, a lot of sneaky things happening that are designed also to mess with your crown and your 3rd eye. It's all to mess with your perception right now. And it's to mess with your perception so that you doubt yourself and you question your own intuition, and you start to say, oh, maybe I'm being crazy. Maybe I'm seeing too much into this. Don't. You are in 5 of Swords energy. They're doing everything. The Swords suit in tarot, when I learned it off of this off of this, when I learned it, like in terms of learning the cards, because I read intuitively and I also know the original meanings of the cards or whatever. But I learned from this guy who broke down the sword suit as being, in the time that the tarot was made, it was all about class. And the sword suit was all about aristocracy. It was about those in power. It was about the upper class. It was about how they exerted their control and their power over the smaller fish, right? Which in terms of history, that would have been the peasantry, right? The sword's energy was also that of someone who was in service to, in service to royalty. Because they had swords, they had that armor, they had that protection, they had that leverage, right? So be aware, the sword suit, whether you're dealing with Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini energy, it will almost always be about how others try to use mental gains or their status or power or authority to how it interacts with yours, whether it's there to build you up or whether it's there to tear you down, okay? Trying to trap you in shame, so you betray self and choose them or their way. So yes, this person right now, their whole MO is to try to make you doubt yourself and doubt your intuition, and then make you feel bad for even thinking that about them. Like, how could you even think that? Like, you must be so out of your mind. This is the strategy right now. Okay, now this could be happening again in interactions with how they're cloaking themselves when they speak to you, what they're offering to you, but it could also very well be purely energetically. So if you start to question everything you've been shown, and for some of you this situation with a person, for some of you it's a karmic sibling, this thing has been being shown to you for a while. Your guides have been showing you this for a minute. You've been being shown energetically how this is true, right? It may not have materially manifested yet, but this is exactly why the energy might be coming against you so strong at this point, trying to prove you wrong, because you are on the brink of what it is you know intuitively, busting through into real time materially. And as such, the confusion energies, the attacks against your crown are going to come in even stronger, because it's like a last ditch attempt to pull you back into the lie and into the gaslighting, so that they can Seven of Swords you and run away with what it is they've been taking from you all this time anyway. So be aware, okay? And this isn't, again, this isn't to put fear into you. This is to expose, so you are aware of your own feelings. If you are feeling energies of shame, fear, guilt, anxiety around your intuitive downloads right now, the things that your guides have shown you, the things that have been resonating in your heart and in your soul, and you start to feel guilty about it or ashamed about it or afraid about it, check yourself in that energy, because it's probably not yours. And the reason it's being sent is because you're getting close to a material breakthrough of what it is you know intuitively. And these energies are wanting to distract you, to try and pull you down into a lower timeline where you still believed their shit. Don't fall for it. You are not going to be Seven of Swords. You are going to lead this energy into the very trap it tried to ensnare you in, and you will have your Six of Wands, and you will have your Six of Swords, and you will have the recovery of everything and anything that they tried to take from you, from right under your nose, because you had an open heart. And because you didn't think this wickedness existed. And because you would never do this to anyone. Spells to hide you or make you invisible. My people here who have platforms. Those of you who have platforms, if you're a reader and you have a platform, please make sure that you are combating this energy. These spells to hide you or make you invisible, because part of energy works in poles, like this is why when the towers fall, your path is clear. For as long as the towers are being put into your into your path, their path is clear, right? Your path is clear, okay? For one thing, I want to remind you of that, okay? All of this that's happening, it's illusion. It's illusion, it's illusion, it's illusion to get you to believe something so that they're then able to put a blockage in. Your path right now is clear, okay? But the spells to hide you or make you invisible, the way this energy works is that because they're trying to cloak themselves in certain energies, and even because many of them are trying to cloak themselves in your energy, in order to do that, they have to tamper with your energy field. Now, they may not know technically that's what they're doing with their work, but that is. They are taking something from you in order to add it to them. And in taking it from you, they're depleting you. Some of them might be doing very real spells or work that's targeting, like to actually make you invisible. Some of them are that low. But some of them, just in the cloaking energy of what they're doing, that will bring in, that their desire to be visible is going to bring in the invisible, because they're taking something from you in order to gain that visibility. And some of you asked me before, are they conscious of this? Some of them are. Some of them are. Like, for some of you, this is all different levels of consciousness, because for some of you, you got people who have pledged to secret societies and orders, and as such, they do these rituals thinking that they're just like initiations, not recognizing what's actually happening at the root. And the reason why certain things are made open and available to them is because of fuckery that's going on with someone else. Some of them don't have that much of a conscious level of how it works. Do they know what they're getting into? In terms of, do they know it's going to cause you some kind of distress or pain? Probably, possibly, most likely, especially if they've made you a target in their ritual or their initiation. But I don't think a lot of them get how it actually works. They only begin to get how it actually works when they climb to a certain status, degree, you know? So I hope that answers your question, because someone was asking me that. We do have marionette action, puppetry. So what I'm getting here is that I'm getting here that this person might be trying to puppet you, but what I'm getting more than anything is that this person is being puppeted. And this is the thing that some of them are not fully aware of, and that they're waking up to right now. The ones who try to puppet you oftentimes have been being puppeted. They've been being puppeted by someone that's even higher up than them, and they thought they were getting away with something, and they thought they were the big kahuna, and the whole time they've been being used too. They've been being used too, but the difference is that maybe they got something out of the time they were doing this, especially materially, but what they didn't get was their divinity. And so when these people are done with them, because they can't access you, they're just going to be discarded, and a lot of them will be empty vessels, because they made their choice, and the darkness that they chose to dance with is going to consume them. I've spoken about this before, but I'm going to keep on bringing it up so that you're aware, or anyone new here is also aware. So I'm going into another deck that I don't use very often, but they're telling me to use this today. And this is like some quotes that I channeled by way of like the narcissist, or those who've been trying to control you, or yeah. So at the bottom here we have, I know you're powerful. I get a rise out of you not knowing this and controlling you and limiting your power. So there's something about this person, this karmic sibling, if it is a sibling, doesn't have to be for all of you, but they knew who you were before you knew who you were, and part of the pleasure they received. So this is deeper than just doing this for someone else. This person has an issue with you that's personal. They enjoy seeing you powerless. They enjoyed what they were doing. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed knowing that you had a power that you were not aware of, and that they were taking it, and that they were binding you to do that. They liked to see you in weakened states. It made them feel good. I wonder how they're feeling now. I don't have what it takes to love you. I know this, but hold on to you so you don't choose somebody else. So this is the same energy I was getting before. Where was it? Yes, trying to trap you in shame. So you betray self and choose them or their way. There's someone here who knows full well that you are worthy of more, that they don't even have the capacity to love you, but they want you to think that they are on your side because they want to trap you. They don't want you with anyone else. They don't want you happy. They don't want you experiencing love. They don't want you experiencing abundance. They don't want you tapping into your power. They enjoy seeing you miserable. I purposely talk shit to you to pretend it's a joke or like you've taken it the wrong way. So this person likes to play mind games. They're skilled at playing. You could be dealing with an air sign. They're skilled, or someone with prominent air in their charts, or at least someone who's in this energy. They're skilled at the mind games. They're skilled at using words to build you up and tear you down in accordance with how they want to manipulate you and puppet you, or at least they were in the past. Remember I said to you that some of them have passed a timeline. Some of them have passed a timeline and they are persisting at doing this because now it's no longer about trying to get what it was that they were getting from you before for their own benefit. They might not even have access to that anymore. Some of them, it's just a vendetta now. They're pissed off that you didn't give them what it is that they think they're entitled to. They feel like they're entitled to your energy. They're entitled to your gifts. They're entitled to your divinity. They're entitled to everything that is yours. Right? And so now, because you have denied them in some way, even if it's purely energetic, this has pissed them off. And this is like a narcissistic rage. You didn't give me what I want, so now I'm going to punish you. There's a lot that came out here. I constantly compare myself to you. I like to prey on kind people. I think kind people are naive. So this person liked this game that they played with you because they knew that you were an empathetic person. They knew you were compassionate. They knew that you have the ability. This is a person who doesn't have the ability to love. Okay, you could be dealing with somebody with, narcissistic tendencies, sociopathic, psychopathic. I don't know the fullness of what that diagnosis would mean. I'm not a mental health professional. But this is what you're dealing with. Somebody who was heartless and cold and calculating, okay? Who enjoyed seeing you squirm and enjoyed putting you in corners and situations where they could exploit your kindness because they thought you were weak. Meanwhile, they actually envied your ability to be like that because it's your energy that's afforded this person some kind of access. And even for some of them, they've built their reputation off of your energy. And this is what people are like drawn to them, because they don't have the capability to create that energy for themselves, create that atmosphere of people being magnetized to them naturally. That is an energy that only comes when you are in tune with your heart space and you're open and authentic. So while they're laughing at you and trying to tear you down because they think you're weak or you're kind, the very thing that they think you're weak is what they're using in order to do what it is that they have to do to create this illusion with people. Okay? And of course, with this constantly comparing themselves, if you think someone's weak, is it really that you think they're weak or that you envy that you don't have a heart? I keep you in my life because you make me look good. So there was something about this dynamic you had with this person where they kept you around them in order to boost how people thought about them, their appearance. So for all of you, this is going to play out in different ways. For some people have this energy. This is what I'm picking up on more. So I won't talk about anything else, but this is what I'm picking up even more. There are some people who love a charity case. They love to be another person's savior, or they love to appear to be better or bigger than someone else. And they love to sweep in, especially these people with the throwing the rocks and hiding their hands. They love to sweep in and rescue you because it makes them feel, and more importantly appear, like the big kahuna. Meanwhile, they're the ones putting the blocks in your path. And then they get the opportunity to make you look as if you're weak. This is the energy I'm getting. They liked to make you look as if you were weak because it gave them this, it helped to feed their delusions of grandeur that they would then, cast externally for others to see. So for some of you, if this is a sibling situation, you may notice that this sibling loved to come in and help you when you were like completely down and out sometimes, and sometimes they may have completely ignored you also, because they do this hot and cold thing to keep you emotionally invested, right? Because a lot of you, especially in these kinds of dynamics, are used to that kind of abusive dynamic. And so this energy is the energy of someone who likes to come in and help you when you're down and out. But the minute you start to rise and empower yourself, they get funny with you. They get funny with you. It's like it was fine when you were low, you were quote unquote lower than me, and I could come in and be your great savior. But now you're rising into your own power, and yeah, I don't really want anything to do with that. And not only do I not want anything to do with that, I'm not going to support you. And some of them go so far as to try to tear you down again. And this is what I'm getting also, because they like it. They like to make you a charity case. And there are many people like that. It's not just a sibling thing. There are many people who will love to rush in and help you in your time of need. And the minute you don't need their help anymore, they want to act as if there's something wrong with the fact that you are doing good for yourself without them. It's sick, it's twisted, it's more prevalent in our society than we like to talk about. So oftentimes people say like, what is it? It's like pay attention to the people who helped you when you were down. And I began to realize later on in life, it ain't about the character of people who help you when you're down. Pay attention to how people treat you when you're coming up, when you are when you no longer need them, when you start to become independent or interdependent instead of codependent or dependent. Watch how they treat you then, because that shows you whether they actually want to see you rise in your power, or whether they like to keep you in a victim-victimizer dynamic in order to feed their false sense of self and confidence and their delusions of grandeur and their superiority complex, the one that they try to hold over you. Pay attention, okay? I hate you, but I want to be around you. So this person might be also mad that you have set some kind of boundaries. For many of you, I feel like this person is not like in your everyday physical reality, or you don't have an intimate connection with this person at this point. But they might be, remember I said that they were upset because you cut them off from your energy in some way. They also might have this grudge because you've also established like boundaries, whether they're physical, energetic, or all of the above. Because again, this is the energy of someone who feels entitled to you. I'm surprised that my card hasn't come out that talks about a person who likes to who it's like a God complex, and it's the spirit of envy at the root, but it's a God complex, and they think that what you have, they can do better with it. They think that your gifts, your talents, and your power, they can do better with it. So they deserve it, not you. Your God-given gifts, they should have, not you. It's like that Saul and David energy. I don't want to see you go out in the world and do well for yourself. This person is really sensing and feeling that you are tugging on that pole of getting through to the other side of their fuckery. and they don't like it. This is why they're doubling down right now in this energy. I want you to myself. Nobody else should experience you. I want you to myself. Nobody else should experience you. So this is a real, like, a person who hates you, but they secretly are obsessed with your energy, or what it is that your energy brings to them. And for some of you, the energy that it brings to them is this this energy of comfort and stability. A lot of y'all are not aware of how strong your energy is, because in all frankness, I wasn't aware of it either. People gravitate towards you because you make them feel stable. And to many of you, that doesn't make sense, because in your own life, you felt anything but stable, right? In your own energy, in your own energy field. That's because you've had all of these people who noticed how balanced you are, stealing your balance from you in order to get a sense of balance, okay? We also have this fell out just now. Shut up spells. Tapa la boca, ferme la bouche. Shut up spells, trying to get you to be quiet, trying to get you not to speak your truth. That's throat chakra. But it also, the attack of the throat, 1616 on my clock, that is double tower energy. The shutting, the attacks against the throat chakra are not only about shutting you up from speaking, they're shutting you up from expressing. Okay, and it's stopping you from expressing before you even are able to take it out into the world and express it through the Gemini energy, because the throat is Taurus energy. It is also your ability to sit on the throne of your own power, and it's also your second house energy. So it's like a doorway to your divine value and destiny and what you came here to be on this earth. They don't want you fully accessing that, because they've had their hands in your solar plexus, they've had their hands in your sacral, they've had their hands in all of your honeypots, and they don't want you taking it back, and they feel you getting closer and closer. This is why the attacks are their attacks are heating up, whether you're feeling them or not. And if this is for you, I think you are feeling them. I think you're feeling them in terms of like the energies I was talking about, the fear, the anxiety, all of that. They may not be able to mess with your real-time reality anymore, but some of this residual energy, I feel like you're still feeling. But be aware that this is your path is clear. It's just projections and illusions designed to try as a last-ditch attempt to pull you out of your truth, your throat energy, to get you to acquiesce to something that is not your destiny, so they can therefore take you for another go-around. It's not happening. You're 6 of Wandsing them and 7 of Swordsing them, and going on with your life and using your energy and your gifts and your talents and your abilities to create the divine legacy on this earth that you were sent here, that only you and you alone can do. Tired of this energy. These people. Let's get some tarot, please, Spirit. Any more messages? Seven of Wands has come out. That's Leo energy. There's someone here who has, you have a great deal of protection. You have a great deal of protection, and my guides were showing me that this is like this person, this lady who's holding this wand that's lit. You see there's 6 wands there? That's your victory. Your victory, your 6 of Wands energy is being fiercely protected. Not only is it being fiercely protected, but you have protectors who have got the torch, and they're torching this person's whatever this person is trying to build against you, whatever towers that they're trying to put in your way, it's like they're torching them out of the way. Whatever this person is doing that is concerning hurting you, taking from you, it's like it's turning to ash before them, and they're getting the towers that their intentions for you are turning to ash before them, and they're getting the towers that are meant for you. Okay, this person is lighting up this energy. Okay, remember, I keep on getting this download going out with a bang. This person is like setting fire to the energies that are trying to come for you at this point. Okay, this is Leo energy. This is the protection of your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is being fiercely protected right now. This is the protection of your light codes. This energy was coming up in the reading I did yesterday or earlier today about the karmic friend. That 8-8 energy and why, what happens around that time, the codes you receive at the Galactic New Year. This is the energy of standing up and fighting for your light and your light codes. Okay, the 9 of Wands, you are coming through this cycle, but not only this, this is again showing me that this is a family thing. Okay, the 9 of Wands, you've had to go through this alone, except for maybe, you know, the help of these, you know, your protectors, but you are moving to the end of this. And this is why there is this pickup in trying to keep you in a wounded state. But you're graduating. You're graduating. The 9 of Wands is also attached to the Hermit. It's reminding you the importance of tuning into the wisdom of your own soul at this time. As you tune into the wisdom of your own soul, as you stand in that power and that truth, you are creating more fire. You're creating more smoke and more ash for this person. So don't pay attention to what they're doing, they're saying, you're feeling from them. Go within and connect with your truth. And then stand in that truth, act in that truth, live in that truth. Because doing that, you know, is combating their shut up spells, but you're combating everything they're throwing at you. You're throwing them brimstone at this point by just being in your power and being in your light and holding your light. We have Ace of Swords. You have divine protection. You have at any point where you're struggling, you just have to ask. You have divine protection, but this is really showing me that you also have help that is there specifically, protecting your mental body at this time. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light. I feel like getting up and, yeah. You have help that is specifically protecting your mental body at this time. A message coming through is be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of getting lost in thoughts that aren't yours with the Ace of Swords, because this is the energy that they're ultimately also wanting to get you into, is ruminating in your mind over questioning yourself, doubting yourself. Be careful not to go down that road. But should you find yourself down that path, know that you are protected. For some of you, you have Archangel Michael cutting away at this. Make sure when it gets too much for you that you're calling on Archangel Michael and you're asking specifically, can you please do this? Can you please cut out this confusion? Can you please, if there's fuckery going on with my third eye, can you please balance my crown? Like, you do what you have to do, because this is war right now. You know, this is war right now. So, the weapons of your warfare, what does it say in the Bible? The weapons of your warfare are, the weapons, what has it go? I'm going to get this because it's here. It came through for me last time. The weapons of your warfare are not carnal. Thank you. Let me just pull this up. I don't have my phone with me right now. It's taking its own sweet time. I know it goes something like, the weapons of your warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds. Yes, here we go. The weapons of our warfare are not physical. They're not weapons of flesh and blood. Our weapons are divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. That's not the version I know. Yeah, we use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. Those false arguments are the gaslighting energies. They're the gaslighting energies, whether they're presenting themselves through somebody verbally speaking them to you or projecting them into your field to make you doubt your divine truth. Here we go. No, says Paul. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are not fleshly. They are not worldly. But they are mighty. They have divine power unto the pulling down of strongholds. They work, they win, they destroy strongholds, they overthrow entrenched evil, they strike off shackles, they set men free. That is what they are here for. Okay, so know this, that this energy is relentless. But your divine power, your divine weapons, your authority over self, your standing in your sovereignty and in your light is what is demolishing this. It's demolishing this. And for some of you, I wish you knew what was going on in the heavenlies, in the spirit realm, because for some of you, you are literally pulling down these strongholds they're talking about. They are astral towers. They are like huge ass fortresses and buildings that have been built off of your pain. Do you get it? And you are tearing them down as you combat these energies and these lies that were designed to keep you stuck in cycles whereby those towers could be built. Those towers are the ones that are coming down. And as they come down, they're setting you free. But they're not only setting you free, they're setting off a domino effect here on the earth also to set others free. So keep up the good work, guys. In terms of signs here, we do have Leo. We also have Sagittarius energy. You might want to check where that is in your chart. That's your 5th house and your 9th house. But we also have Swords energy, which is, like I said, this is a very big energy right now in the season of Aquarius, but I spoke about that swords as a suit, and sure enough we have, you know, the opening energy of that suit, the Ace of Swords, which is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. That's to do with your 3rd house, your 7th house, and your 11th house. So it's all about how you communicate and express yourself in the context of intimacy, partnerships, romance, business, and then groups. So there's something here also about this energy meant to isolate you, to keep you from spreading your light like a wildfire. And your light is spread through the message you were sent to communicate. Gemini rules the 3rd house. The 2nd house, as I explained in my video yesterday, is your house that deals with the value and the light that you were sent into this earth, that is for you and you alone, in order to spend it the way you want to spend it and to grow it. It's the value you've been given to gift the earth that will then gift you in return. Okay, and help you to not only live, but to thrive. Okay, the 3rd house is how you're able to take that value and begin to communicate, and it's your formative experiences with with your siblings, if you had siblings, or other children in school, or your neighbors and community, how that was either built up or torn down. Your 7th house, again, is the beginning of where you begin to relate to other people based upon the foundation that was set in your 3rd house and your own confidence in expressing and walking in your light. Because in your 7th house, it's here for you to share with another, whether romantically or in something that you are creatively building. The 11th house is your influence in, if you are a leader, and how you've come to stand and spread your light. But you don't even have to be a leader. It's about your outreach beyond your intimate groups, but it's the outreach of your light. Okay, of your 2nd house value. And this is what this energy is here to attack. But your guides, the divine, says, nope, I don't think so. Not today, Sally. I don't know who the fuck Sally is. I don't know who Sally is. All of these 3s. This shows me that there's some kind of fuckery that's happening that's that is more than one person. More than one person, but there's an end to it. But you've got to stand in your power and claim that ending too. Okay, so I hope this message was helpful and insightful. Another long one. another long one, but it's all good. If you would like to work with me or learn more about who I am, please make sure to check out my website. Feel free to drop me an email. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscribes. Thank you for sharing my messages. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your donations. Any way you are contributing to helping me on my path to move forward and to be the light that I came here to be in the world, I appreciate you. And I hope that my messages appreciate you, increase your value, and increase your light. So I wish you guys the best. Until next time, be well.